Hey Leela, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So reason I called you into my office today, just wanted to talk about some things. How's everything going in the department?
Everything's going great. Just except from a few things, and I think that I mentioned via email to you the other day,
Yep, I saw
which
that.
is concerning Max.
Okay.
And few people were uncomfortable with Max being loud in the office when he's on the phone or when he's talking to people. And sometimes, like I said, he's just like right on your face, so it makes
I
a few
understand.
people uncomfortable. And it was reported to me a few times, and I wanted to discuss it with you beforehand, and just to make sure that we'll be in a conflict. And so, yeah. So, what do you think about that?
I mean, I totally understand what you're saying right there, just because Max, he's coming straight from Italy, and not only that, but he's a new addition to your team. So I can see why him coming in and then being the way he is can seem like a disruption. I was looking at the work you guys have been doing, and Max is an enormous talent. He's doing great work, and you guys have been very productive. But of course, who wants the addition and production? But now you got to deal with,
Team
Max
conflict.
exactly and team conflict. So I think it's definitely something that can be resolved, and it's something that we're definitely addressing as soon as possible. And the best way I think we can address this is if we just have a quick little sit down with Max and we just let him know. And we can just keep it very, informal and sit down with him. We can go out to eat somewhere and just sit down with Max and talk to him.
Well, another thing, like sometimes we do like a group thing to go out to a restaurant and have lunch, and Max
Mhm.
usually brings his lunch with him, and he often say no to the invitation, and I don't think he's doing it, like just to not be part of the team, but I think because he brings in his own lunch, and that kind of make the group a little unhappy. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can totally imagine the whole team goes to lunch and it's everybody except one. So, yeah, that's definitely something we can discuss with him. And maybe we can even just let him know in advance, hey, look, Max, this day we're going to go out to eat. And then that can make it a little easier for him so he can plan ahead, hey, I don't need to prepare myself lunch for this day. Because, it's a totally different culture, and he's coming here, he might not be used to certain things, and we may not be used to certain things that he brings to the table. So that's an easy issue that we can address, and we can definitely let Max know, hey, look, on certain days we like to go out. If anything, we'll advise you in advance. And that'll be great for you and for Max, because then now that Max is there, he's going to feel welcome, because, sometimes he might say no, and it may come off a certain way, but at the same time, for the sake of your team just working great together and having that cohesiveness, I think that we should definitely work it out so that Max is there and it's
yeah.
actually the full team there every time. So it could even be planned out where you let the other workers know, hey, look, let's all bring our lunch together, or even have a potluck. Everybody brings something different. And, that's going to help Max feel a lot more welcome with our company. And I think that that's what's best. We make Max feel welcome, and then we're going to be able to talk to him more openly about any type of differences that we have.
Okay.
And it won't come off so harsh, since, he's new here, he's used to a certain way of things. And if we were just to tell him, hey, that's not how it works, it might offend him. And, we want to make the company feel comfortable, and, we want the team to stick together and do well.
Yeah, there were another issue too. That's great what you just said, and the issue of personal space. I don't think he's doing intentionally, but when he's talking to you, he's just so close. And some actually, there are some female and male co-workers that they don't feel comfortable with going to him, and now I find myself going to talk to Max about everything on behalf of the his coworkers,
Okay.
and I feel a little uncomfortable of addressing that as well.
Okay, definitely. So I think when we sit down with Max, we can go ahead and discuss that,
Okay.
and it's definitely something that can be resolved. And then, since in a way you've been acting as a messenger sometimes for your coworkers, we can bring back that confirmation to the coworkers that, hey, look, I sat down with Max and I talked to him about the things you guys told me about.
Okay.
And then that's going to make them feel a lot more comfortable knowing that they don't have to see Max coming and they're already feeling some type of way because, he sometimes might invade your personal space and that just creeps you out.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan because that will absolutely resolve any future conflicts.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, we have always had a very relaxed work environment. We're all very, open with each other. So I think that we should definitely address this as soon as possible and then let Max become a part of this culture and we accept some of his. But honestly, Leela, you're doing a great job. And the fact that you brought this up to me just shows that's the reason why you're such a great manager and you were made for this position.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for coming in and addressing this with me. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this resolved as soon as possible. I think this week we could even resolve that.
Sounds great. Thank you for your time.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.